not backsliding. The worst thing. The worst thing. The worst thing. The worst thing that a person can do is not backslide. You know what it is? You know what it is? Nope. The worst thing that a person can do, we don't get it straight. This first night you got to get the bugs out. Sometimes you got to get the bugs out the people you're working with. Amen. Demons just jump on them, you can fly. See, I tell people this, you can preach in the church, you ain't got no trouble because it's the structure, it's religious, the people show up, you know. But when you get up under this tent, there's a lot of folks in there protect the structure. You just get in to just run up under the tent and in air, there ain't no doors, you see. So if you ain't got the Holy Ghost, you just they approve you ain't got the Holy Ghost. Get up under the tent, go preach under the tent, see if you got the Holy Ghost. That devil will run up on that stage and slap the devil out of you and in you. Say amen. This ain't nothing to play with. This real deliverance. I'm not coming up in here with a lecture. This ain't a seminar. This ain't a conference. But the worst thing that a child of God can do is not backslide. Because see, a backslider knows that they're going to left something. The worst thing that you can do, and I've seen denominations, I grew up in a denomination with the power of God of healing and miracles and deliverance. But when the leader died, the church stopped. The worst thing that you can ever do is stop. So let me tell you something about that. You want to get a miracle. I saw you came up under that tent tonight. God had to give you a healing. God had to heal you all down on that one side of your body, all in that one leg. You just went through a real horrible time. It's like a grief you went through. I don't know if somebody died or what. But God is going to give you a divine miracle like you ain't never seen. You be still. You don't help you. You should have died about you have to go maybe 2 years ago. But God spared your life and kept you for this moment. God will give you a miracle tonight. And what I tell you, lift your hand. But we come out. We come out of a ministry that was on fire. But I come out, we get straight to sit down with me, you know, that one thing about it, sometimes we whoop the devil in slow motion. Say amen. You know, whoop the devil in slow motion, is that right? But I come out from under denomination that had miracles and the power of God. But what happened was when the leader died, the church sat there and built a doctrine around the dead. So the church stopped. They stopped. They were still having church, but they stopped. Now, let me show you something. I'm going to show you how people set up in the church and backslide and get mean and get mad and start fighting the truth. When you stop, Satan, watch this. The Bible said in the days of Job, when the sons of God presented themselves before the Lord, Satan also was. Come on, talk to me. Satan also. And the Lord asked him, he said, Satan, where are you going? Why? He said, to and fro, up and down throughout the earth. On another occasion, the sons of God presented themselves in the second chapter of Job, and the Lord said, he said, Satan, where are you going? Watch. He said, to and fro, up and down throughout the earth. Well, the Bible said these words, that Jesus was in the wilderness. And the Bible said he was fasting 40 days. And the Bible said that Satan, the devil, what? Came. He came and tempted him and said, thou be the Son of God. Command that these stones be made bread, right? Pay attention. Satan came. The Bible said in the book of, I believe it is Philippians chapter 4, one scripture said, be sober, be vigilant. For your adversary, the devil, that's in 1 Peter chapter 5. I mean, 1 Peter 1 and 5, I think. He said, for your adversary, the devil. Now pay attention up here. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on here, but how many of y'all know the devil is already defeated? Now this is what I'm talking about. This is when you don't know if a person got the Holy Ghost. See all this in the atmosphere? The Bible said, be sober, be vigilant. For your adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. Now, every time you read about the devil, y'all think he's dead. And you think he's at a standstill. He's always moving. And the moment you stop, how in the world can you catch somebody walking? When I was in the street, and these police, I've been in our jail since I was 9 years old. The police would hit that radio and say, he's a runner. He's a runner. Because the moment they run up on me, when I hit him, y'all don't get it. And boy, if you followed me, you wasn't going to get busted. Because I know how to move. And see, back when I was a boy, y'all don't hear me. If you let the police catch you there, laugh you to scorn. Because he them donuts with all them guns and all them chains and handcuffs. You understand? If they catch you, then they laugh at you because how in the world you let that would catch you? But we would be running, y'all don't hear me what I'm saying. Or they'd have to be moving to catch me. And see, back then they didn't have helicopters like they have today. And, we'd run and jump on top of a garage and just lay there. You could hear them just running all night. He's like, oh, but Satan is always moving. There's no way possible you can catch somebody running, walking. How in the world is this devil walking and catching people? Because they have stopped. Now, when you stop, you're in the church, you're preaching, you're prophesying, you're teaching, you're the youth department, but you ain't going nowhere. But in your mind, you're saved. But you have to understand, we have to follow all to know the Lord. There's higher heights. There's higher heights and there's deeper depths in God. There's realms we have to go on. We can't stand still. Woe be unto them that it ease desire. In other words, if you're in the armed forces and you're marching, you're keeping being all of a sudden staff sergeant an ease soldier. That means you stop, spread your legs, and put your hand behind your back. Meaning, and ease means to stop and relax. Woe be unto them that are at ease in Zion. What we done done, we done relaxed in God. We done got to a point where we done got satisfied. Watch now, we done got clean delivered. God done brought us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Some of you would like about it. Some of you would like me. God raised you up, God delivered you, brought you off of drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, homebugging, fornication, off of virgin, everything you can imagine, right? But now you got saved. No good well you was delivered, but you got in a movement that stopped. And watch this, David said, there's one step between me and death. I said about a year or so ago, I had a horrible dream about some stuff that I used to do in sin. You understand? Horrible. And I woke up out of the dream repenting, and I'm saying, God forgive me, but I didn't see it, but I could feel the presence on the side of the bed, and it spoke to me, and it said, we just want you to know that we're still here. We just want you to know that we are still here. We just want you to know that we're still here. You got to understand, when the devil is cast out of a man, they go into dry places seeking rest. But when they cannot find none, the Bible said they comes back to the house, and they see the house empty, swept, and gone. And the Bible says they go out and get 7 more spirits, more wicked than themselves, and they enter back into that house, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. And let me break it down to you. Many of us, the devil, we think like the devil is a million miles. You ain't forgot how to roll a joint. You ain't forgot how to talk slick. You ain't forgot how to play con. You ain't forgot how to steal. You ain't forgot how to boost. You ain't forgot how to sell drugs. You ain't forgot how to chop their cocaine. You ain't forgot nothing. You ain't forgot to dance. If the kids go to school and you're at home by yourself and something come on the radio, you'll see you still got the boogie. Ain't nothing left. It's the same. And you got to understand, every demon that you've ever fought is behind, because every now and then you'll get a dream, you understand, about something that you used to do. Or you'll be in the car, smell cigarettes, or be in the car, no, you ain't smoked a cigarette in 20 years, and you'll smell nicotine in the car. You'll feel drugs and stuff in the car. You understand, the devil is knocking. He's waiting on an opportunity for you to stop or to slow down. Well, look at the church. They got in a row. But it got here and got satisfied, right? But they don't want to go no further. They don't want to go into that realm with God. But Paul, a man that was called up into the third heaven, a man that said, I once knew a man about 14 years ago, whether in the body or in the flesh, I don't know. But such a one was called up into the third heaven. You understand? I once knew a man, whether in the body, in the flesh, I don't know, but such a one was called up into paradise. He said, but he heard things that was unlawful for a man to even utter. Paul had such revelation, even Peter said that Paul writes things that are hard to be understood. But watch now, the same apostle Paul, that the aprons and handkerchiefs off of his body, he was made whole. Look at the revelation, look at the anointing that was over there. And Paul turned right back around, and Paul said, he said, that I want to do, I can't do. And the very thing that I don't want to do, that's the thing I do. Paul said, I see there, and there's a law in my members warring against the law of my mind, not trying. And when church goes, you better keep your boots up, don't let them make you sit around and get relaxed. No, you got to be sober, you got to be vigilant, you got to be always on the alert. In the world we getting caught slipping. You understand what the devil did to many of us? I'm talking about prophets, pastors, apostles, and caught folks slipping. Now preachers is preaching homemongers, fornicator, homosexual, lesbian. And guess what, y'all? You understand, you got a bunch of folks sitting around in the church. Wrong is that can people run. But when you get around a bunch of wrong folk will give you a pass and make you feel like your wrong is right. So we got a bunch of folk now gonna pat one another on the back, and preachers standing up in the pulpit with this grace message. We're telling folks we're saved by grace through faith. It's a gift of God, and not of yourself, lest any man should boast. And they're right. They're right that we're saved by grace through faith of the gift of God. A gift is something that you ain't worked for. You didn't deserve it, but it's a gift of God. Not of works, not of yourself, lest any man should boast. But watch now. We're saved by grace through faith. A gift of God, and not of works, lest any man should boast. Now, if I give you my truck outside, just give it to you in the state of Jacksonville, Florida. If I give it to you, now you got to remember some things. He said, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give to every man according as his work shall be. You got to remember some things. And he said, you need to work out your soul salvation. You need to remember some things. When the Spirit of I'm not forgetful of your labors of love. Why I got to work when I understand I got a free salvation? Because when I give you my truck, I give it to you stock, lock, and barrel. It's free, it don't cost you nothing. But the moment I hand the keys to you, that truck will cost you. You got to go get tags. You got to get insurance. You got to get gas. You got to get maintenance. From that point on, you got to wait to keep what I gave you for free. You understand what I'm saying? So what we done did, we done got something free. And then we ain't got to do nothing. We got to keep We got to keep the maintenance maintenance. We got to keep the maintenance of it. Y'all listen to me? We got to keep the maintenance of it. And what the devil done did, these preachers is preaching this grace message. The grace covers it all. When I'm big and different with them, watch this. You know what they're preaching at? With a bunch of homeowners, a bunch of fornicators, a bunch of liars, a bunch of thieves, a bunch of greedy dogs. When I was in the world, when I was hustling years ago as a boy, the old man that turned me out to the game, there was a man used to come in the gambling shack with a briefcase full of money, but I never seen no prostitutes. I never seen him hustling on the street. And I just my mind, I asked my old street dad, I said, what is he doing there? He said he playing the mid game. I said, the mid game? I said, what is the mid game? He said he goes into these little small cities and he make like he's a preacher and he be false like he prophesied. This man was making hundreds of thousands of dollars going around the world back in the early 70s playing the mid game. But let me tell you something now. It ain't a game no more. It's a way of life for preachers. Preachers are playing. It ain't these folks right now ain't even opening their churches. They don't need to. But they're giving them PPL money. They're giving them grant money to stay on the internet. Y'all don't get it. These folks don't care about your soul. These folks understand that this. I ain't got to deal with that hard against them. It's about the money. Preachers, mega preachers got on CNN. Understand with 10,000 members. One had 13,000. And it was interviewed. And they said, do you believe what your preacher said? No, we went to college. Understand? Theology college. Understand? Because preaching is a lucrative occupation. And we don't really believe it, but we give them what they want. How many preachers are preaching what the folk want? They don't even believe it. Do you understand? COVID-19 was the devil thing. I said COVID-19 was the devil thing. I don't care what you preachers say. I don't care what you preachers say. It wasn't the devil thing. Can I talk to you just a minute? In the beginning, God. In the beginning, God. Not in the devil didn't coexist, co-create, cohabitate, co-nothing. In the beginning,